With the advent of information technology, the need for information has rapidly increased. As the power to have anything at the touch of a button is growing, the demand for social networking sites is exponentially increasing. Facebook, the most rapidly growing social networking site, now has a massive population of about 800 million users, and that's without the massive user base of China. In comparison, North America only has 530 million people. Facebook allows for people to stay in touch with past friends, organize events, spread important news, share pictures, or just plain waste time. But with all the information that people put on their Facebook pages comes misuse and risks that people are not aware of.
What do you think about the data use policy of Facebook?
I don't know it, but I mean, I don't know, what is it?
Have you ever read the privacy policy?
Have I? No.
Do you ever intend to?
I don't know. How long is it? Do I have time?
But have you ever read Facebook's privacy policy?
I never have.
Yes, when I first joined, and then I think once after that, I've skimmed through it, but I don't really know it, no.
So this is Facebook's privacy policy. On Facebook itself, this would be divided among several different links that you'd have to click on in turn. We went ahead and copied every page and compiled it onto one document so that you can see how long it actually is. It's 28 pages long without the pictures, and it's got about 11,000 words. This, in comparison, is the Constitution formatted in the exact same way. It's 11 pages long and has less than 4,500 words. This is Google's privacy policy. It's 6 pages, and Yahoo's 4 pages, only 1,300 words. Now, why exactly is Facebook's privacy policy more than twice as long as the entire Constitution? Facebook has to try very hard to convince whoever reads their privacy policy that it is indeed private. For example, they do not share any of your information with advertisers, by which they mean they won't tell advertisers your name. They will, however, tell advertisers what gender and age you are, where you live, what you like, how sociable you are as measured by how often you comment on Facebook, what games and apps you like to use, and everything else they know about you. Yes, technically, they're not giving away your name, but is that the same thing as being private? Facebook keeps track of where you are and also keeps records of all the places that you've used to log into Facebook. They have the right to use anything you post on Facebook as a non-exclusive, transferable, sub-licensable, royalty-free, worldwide license. They may keep anything you've tried to delete in backup copies for a reasonable period of time, and though they always appreciate your feedback, they may use your data without any obligation to compensate you for them. Facebook's attempt at being responsive to your concerns are similarly transparent. The only site where they announce policy changes, Facebook site governance, is only watched by 2 million people, or about 0.2% of the Facebook population. Not something that Facebook wants all its users to know about. And when Facebook claims that their policies can be changed by a popular vote of its users, it fails to mention that 30% of all active registered users required means about 251 million people. It's about 5 times the voter turnout of the record election in France recently. Why does Facebook have to be so sneaky about using your info? Facebook is a company, and all companies have to sell something. You can't provide a free internet service to 835 million people and not sell something. You can't even pay for all that with the general ads alone, because advertisers are starting to realize that no one clicks on those random ads on the side of the page anymore. That's why Facebook has to sell your information. It has no other choice. All that Facebook has that advertisers and people with money want is you and your information. So it should not surprise you that Facebook keeps a record of every IP address you've ever used to log into Facebook, and the date and time that you logged into Facebook with that IP address. It also keeps every cookie it's ever stored on your computer and how often it's been seen, and every previous friend, deleted friend, name, and event that you've ever been invited to. That's not just wrong, that's disturbing. 3 people said that they liked Facebook selling their information. 21 people said that they didn't care. 30 said that they didn't like Facebook selling their information, and 53 said they strongly didn't like Facebook selling their information. If that many people out of those who were surveyed strongly disagreed with Facebook selling their information, then how does Facebook get away with it? The reason is simple. People are not aware of the fact that their information is being sold. Sure, it may not be their names, but anything else is up for grabs. To no one's surprise, our surveys showed that few people knew about Facebook's use of data mining. Data mining refers to Facebook's practice of collecting and selling personal information, such as likes, locations, and demographics, to companies to form advertisements that are suited for the individual. Even if that doesn't bother you, any company at any time can take your information from Facebook. Each time you use an app, you are granting access to your information and all relevant information from your friends. An enormous problem in society today deals with distraction and procrastination. Consequently, the level of productivity has decreased significantly. When the word procrastination is mentioned, many associate it with school, particularly high school and college students. Yet many may well be surprised to hear that procrastination extends to and affects adults in the workplace as well. Probably unsurprising is the fact that Facebook is one of the top agents and causes of procrastination. From a study done by Nucleus Research on the effects of social networking on business, one can see that nearly 47% of workers access Facebook during the workday. In addition, 87% of those people on Facebook could not legitimize the usage as part of their jobs. Are there any major negative consequences that result from this? In fact, there are. According to the studies done in the UK, British corporations lose about $264 million daily due to procrastination by usage of Facebook alone. In Australia, the same study shows that $5 billion are lost to Facebook usage every year throughout the country. The extent of lost productivity is not only shocking, but poses a large problem. How much potential is actually lost to Facebook? What accomplishments could have been achieved in the absence of Facebook? Some merely consider it as something to pass time or spend their downtime on. But what happens when people start creating downtime in order to use it?
Some people get just way too involved, when you're sending out things like all day long or whatever, and I have some friends that do that, so I worry about them.
One of the many traits developed through the constant use of Facebook is narcissism. Narcissism can be measured through self-promoting behaviors, such as status updates and uploading pictures. Each user typically starts off by being conservative about what they post. Gradually, as usage of Facebook increases over time, so does the user's narcissistic personality. The user becomes accustomed to the constant hum and thrum of the social networking site, as people come online, go offline, and constantly comment on and like various status updates and pictures. This factors in the development of a more narcissistic personality, and the scary part is that the user never realizes it until it's too late. Just for the attention and ego-boosting denial comments, the user may begin to start posting edited pictures of themselves and captioning them as, "Oh, I'm so ugly," or "I only uploaded this because so-and-so looks good. I look gross." The user's temperament starts to change as the number of people expected to like and comment on a picture don't actually do so. You can learn a great deal about a person through the information they choose to post on Facebook and the type of pictures they upload. Just by the amount of pictures a person may have on their profile can say a lot about the things they do, especially if the user's profile is public. A recent study by researchers from the Western Illinois University studied certain Facebook tendencies of 194 people between the ages of 18 and 65. The researchers were studying two socially disruptive elements of Facebook: entitlement exploitativeness, or EE, and grandiose exhibitionism, or GE. EE generally measures the willingness of an individual to manipulate and take advantage of others. GE measures the need of certain people to be at the center of attention at all times. Ultimately, the study proved that the people who scored higher in terms of GE had more Facebook friends than those who scored lower. Those who scored high on both GE and EE, also seemed more likely to accept friend requests from strangers and look for more social support, but they also seemed less likely to provide social support for others. Through these studies proving the effects of Facebook on the personality of its users, one can only conclude that constant use of Facebook can only end in negative effects for many.
Is the goal for you to conquer the whole internet, to own the internet?
Well, think about it like this. People, if they can use a product of any category, photos, groups, music, TV, anything, either by themselves or with their friends, I think most of the time people want to do those things with their friends.
So is the answer yes?
I think I mean, the answer is that we want to help other people build a lot of these products.
With the recent acquisition of Instagram for $1 billion, the possibility of Facebook monopolizing the internet is slowly becoming a scary reality. As Facebook continues to expand and grow, its competitors become more and more helpless to stand against it. Remember when MySpace was the next big thing? And whatever happened to Zynga? Facebook's Google counterpart, Google+, as of December 2011, only has 62 million users. That's 0.0775% of Facebook's 800 million users. The hard facts is that Facebook isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and as it expands, the availability of information will only inevitably increase.
If you go apply for a job, they're going to go online and they're going to search everything out they can about you. And I think that's frightening. And I think you guys need to be careful.
So where do we go from here? Although Facebook's wrongdoings are not necessarily illegal, that does not mean that they are not wrong. The truth is that Facebook is too pervasive throughout society to eliminate or even change. But you can change your attitude and approach to using Facebook, now that you are more aware. Just be careful with what you post on Facebook, because the second you post it there, they have the rights to use it and store it. Considering what you've heard, what's on your mind?
But whatever you do, please don't put this interview on Facebook. Thank you.